Hello and welcome to English Buzzing. I'm Sajid and I am here to invite you to join our offline course, that's Oxford Institution of English Language, a bastion of linguistic excellence where expert faculty guide you through a labyrinthine journey of linguistic discovery. Our comprehensive curriculum encompasses syntactical precision, lexical sophistication, and eloquent articulation. So I have got my classmates here. So we are here supposed to talk in English. So first of all, there is my friend. So namely,
Basit.
so you are Basit. Your name is Basit. So you tell me, do you know the meaning of your name?
I think I know. Yeah, I know the meaning of my
What's
name.
that?
It is, I think, the enlarger.
Enlarger.
Enlarger, yeah.
Okay, that's great. So you tell us about the journey of English language.
I had here.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I came here, I think, a couple of years ago. When I came here, I was a rotten tomato. I could not speak English perfectly. One thing I had was the quality of I was an outspoken person. I could speak about anything. I was wrong at everything. I was not good at grammar. I was not good at fluency, but I was courageous. And I think the teachers here at Oxford, they really found that diamond in me. I remember the first sentence Altaf sir, one of the teachers here, said to my father was, your son is like, my father, he said, your son is like a diamond, and we shall engrave him into a beautiful jewelry piece.
Okay, that's great.
And really, that has been my journey here. I have been forced to do things that I first of all thought are useless, and now I really think that if I had not done those things, I would not have been what I'm right now.
Okay.
So I really owe a lot to this institution here.
Okay, that's great from your part. So I'll ask you some more questions I'll ask you. So you just tell me that this was your journey, and it seems that it was great. As
Yeah.
you said that different things happened, different situations you were in. So you tell me, we do some tasks, we perform different activities to learn English language. So you tell me, if there is, I would say, a newborn baby in the field of English language, what would be your suggestions for him or her to just have a good grip or command over English language?
So the activities he shall perform to learn
Yes.
English language. Conversing, I would say the soul of English, it's to converse. So conversing is one of the most important things. It's the age of AI. If he does not find any companion, he can use AI to talk to. ChatGPT,
Okay.
other AIs, Gemini. He can listen to English. Listening is one of the most important things in learning any language, and you know better than me.
Yes.
So listening is very important. I remember I used to watch videos, documentaries in English, and that really made me a speaker of English language. Do one thing when you want to learn a language, cut the consumption of other languages. If I want to learn, for an example, English, what I did was actually those days I stopped watching every single video in Urdu, Hindi, Kashmiri. I simply watched everything in English. If it was TV, if it was videos, I was a geek of gaming videos. I remember a YouTuber, Mumbo Jumbo. He was a YouTuber
Okay.
from Britain. I started listening to English from his videos. So gaming videos made me a speaker of English. So listen to English, whatever you want.
Okay, that's great. See, I'll tell you one more thing. For an example, when we leave the institution, for example, you are at Oxford, and we see the atmosphere of this institution. That's all in English. We speak English. You find different kind of people here. They speak English, right? So when we leave the institution, so after that, whatever we consume, that's other languages. For example, you go to your home, your mom is there, you speak Kashmiri to her, your father is there, you speak Kashmiri or sometimes Urdu to him. So at that moment we consume Urdu or other languages. Yes. So you tell me how to we have to develop such atmosphere or such activities we have to perform to learn English outside this institution as well.
So you have a partner. Most necessarily, you should come with a person, with your friend here. Like most necessarily, people come with their friends, and with the friend you shall speak English. It's not necessary at your home you shall build an atmosphere of English. Your father, he might not be literate, so it's not required. The thing is, you can talk to them in Kashmiri as well. But other things, when it comes to TV and mobile screens, we spend most of our time with mobile screens. Our mobile is our mate. So
Yes.
with whom you speak English, I would say it should be the mobile first. A mobile should be your mate. You should speak in English with your mobile phone. That's the thing.
That's great, but I tell you that see, I'll tell you my illustration, my example. For example, I have my parents at my home, and they are illiterate. They don't know how to read, they don't know how to write, but after joining this institution, when I used to go to home, I used to I in a kind of teaching. I used to tell each and everything to my mom, to my father at my home, and I would say that this time I would say 25% they also speak English. So I have made a kind of atmosphere at my home
Okay,
that
I
my
get.
mother is, she also yearns to learn English language. My father, he also. So that's why we are to generate the atmosphere at our home as well.
That's what I understood. Now I have understood what you mean to say. The same case with not my father but my mother. I would say, yeah. Like I remember my mother used to be like, Ali, Basit, what are you doing? Have your dinner. And the basic sentences she used to utter. So that was a thing that I found in her after I came here and I started speaking a bit. So yeah, that atmosphere a
So this
person
is
can
how
develop.
we can generate such kind of atmosphere everywhere. For example, different kinds of fields are there. At your school, you find most of the students, they don't speak English, and you find your classmates, most of them don't know how to speak English. So they believe in cramming, or I would say that they believe in memorizing things. So in this day and age, I would say that it is awkward to just have
Memorize.
memorization or cram things. But if you have such command over English language, so most of, as being a student, we have just came across this thing that most of our books are written in English, and it's quite genuine that most of our books are written in English. So once we got a good command over English language, everything becomes easy for us. Our books, our aim, each and everything. So what do you want to say about that, as your most of the subjects are written in English, and before, when you had no command over English language, so how you found them at that moment difficult, and now you have a good command over English language, so do you feel that there is a kind of ease now?
From the day I went to my school, I was not a fan of memorization. And memorization was a thing that I was forced to do by the system,
Okay.
as I could not write the answers myself. English language as a tool, I would not simply call it a tool, it's a weapon. When it comes to a boy or a girl, she or he can write anything he desires in English. It enables him to write his own wishes, own desires, own thoughts in English. You gave an example for an example. In this day and age, memorization is an awkward tool. It's an awkward thing.
Yes.
People memorize. How much can a man memorize?
Yes,
It's
obviously.
obviously nobody can memorize. And English, learning English, it will help you in memorizing even. I can memorize things faster in
Yes.
English because I know English. I know how the sentences are structured. I can guess the sentences. You will be
Then
able
you
to.
can generate your own sentences.
Absolutely, you get the essence of the answer, you get the essence of the paragraph, and you can write on your own. English is a weapon in this scenario. So, English, I would say, another benefit of learning a language, it is that a language opens up a dimension of learning. If I learned English, I opened up a dimension of learning in English. Books written in English, articles, Wikipedia, websites, all of them are written in English.
Yes.
And I get access to these after learning English. So, English has opened a dimension of learning for me.
Yes, that's great. That's I just say that that was a great journey. So now we have got other friend here. So namely, what's your name?
My name is Mohammad Mujib.
Muhammad Mujib.
Yeah.
Do you know the meaning of your name?
Yeah, I know.
What's the meaning of your name?
Answerer.
Okay, answerer.
Yeah.
So would you like to be an answerer?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, that's great. So as we were talking, so we got a lot more things to learn from our, I would say, classmate Basit, and I asked him certain questions. You might have understood each and everything.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you as well. So you tell me first that how was your journey?
Okay, so I will tell if I begin talk about my journey. So when I came here, I was not able to speak. I didn't know anything about English, so I was very hesitant when I came here on the first day. And on the first day, Ali Muhammad sir made me get up in the class. So I was very hesitant. But after spending here some time, I get some confidence. And now, as you see that now I'm able to speak to some extent. So I would say my journey was a great. I made a lot of friends and I learned a lot of things here. So that's it.
That's great. See, you mentioned a point right over here that when it was your first day, you knocked the door of this institution. At the first day, you had hesitation, dithering, and everything inside you. So at that moment, you were asked to get up in the class. So how was the situation? See, I am very much afraid, and I am hesitant inside. So I joined the classroom and I have classmates all around me. So I, by a teacher, I am asked to get up in the class. So you just tell me about the situation. How was that very
Okay,
situation?
on the first day when Ali Mohammed sir made me get up, my legs were staggering, like my legs were tottering. I was not able to speak even. But then Ali Mohammed sir motivated me and he told me that it happens with everyone. You just have to be constant and you just have to be constant and you after some time you will be able to speak. So I told Ali Mohammed sir, will you will, he told me that I will gear you up and I believe in him and he taught me so many things and now I'm able to speak because of him.
Okay. You know what? There are some students, as they have personally talked to me as well. You know why sometimes they skip, I would say, to come this institution or to join classes, because they think that when we are made get up among the students, so we feel kind of hesitation, shyness. So what do you want to suggest to them? For example, they always ask question about that getting up in the class. We are totally afraid of it. So what do you want to
Okay,
suggest to them?
so getting up in the class is one of the best activities through which a person can overcome his shyness easily. I would say, like now I feel good when Ali Mohammed sir make me get up. When Ali Mohammed sir makes me get up in the class, I feel very good because I know that it's the only way through which I can overcome my shyness. So I feel good, and those students who feel shy when they get up in the class, so I would say that they should get up in the class. After some time, they will feel nothing. They will feel that it's good to get up in the class, and I feel good to get up in the class.
And if we ask this question to most of, I would say that a lot of students say that English language, it's not, I would say that important.
Okay.
So they believe it that it's not that important, as we you might have seen that most of your friends might have said you, or most of your colleagues have said you that it's not that important to come to learn it. So what do you want to say that prove its importance?
Yeah, like most of my friends they told me that it's not important to learn English. There is no need to learn English. What will happen when we will learn English? So I just want to tell them that since I have started learning English, English makes my studies easy, very much easy, I would say. Like whenever I have to read books, like right now I'm able to understand my books easily. Like whenever I have to write answers in English in my exam, so I'm able to write answers in exams. So I would say like English is very important nowadays. Like everyone should learn this language because it's, I would say, it's mandatory nowadays.
Okay, that's great. See, I'll tell you a thing about it, an episode, I would say. When I just came to this institution, at that moment I had a piece of conversation with Ali Muhammad sir, and I told him that too want to learn English language because of shyness and hesitation. I would say that, and besides that, I was a run in the mill. I would say that people commonly say that a nil at the bottom. I had no knowledge about the English language or other subjects as well. So he suggested me for learning English. He suggested me one thing at that moment. He said me that you just read books. So at that moment I thought, okay, let's read. When I went home, after that I got a book that is still I remember the name. That was the book. The name of that very book was The Power of Now. So I began to read that very book. When I just opened the first chapter, at that moment I felt that it was quite head scratching. That how would I read this, I would say, a page, because I am unable to fathom or understand anything right over there. So after I just closed the book and I came back to the institution the next day, and I told Ali Muhammad sir the scene about the episode, that it was quite head scratching. I am unable to read things because I am unable to, I would say, fathom them. He told me that I did not say you to fathom, I only told you to read. You just kept on reading and leave everything aside. So I went home and I began to read. I began to read. So this time I tell you that I was a student who was unable to read books, have now written a book. So I have written myself a book. I am a student who was unable to read books. So this is, I would say that a great thing from your part, that you said everything, became easy for me. The journey became easy.
Yeah.
Your books became easy, and now you are very much able to understand or fathom each and everything. Whether it would be your books or subjects, you are able to understand and read everything, right?
Yeah.
So that's great. So now you just pass on, and there is our uh, other classmate. What's your name?
Well, my name is Sajid Ali.
Okay, it means that you are my namesake.
Yes.
Okay, that do you know the meaning of your name?
Yes, I know the meaning of my name.
What's that?
One who prostrates.
Okay, that's great. I also, my name is Sajid as well, as you know, so it means that you are my namesake. So you tell me one more thing. I'll ask you, you just tell me your journey. How was your journey?
So, if I talk about my journey, my past, so when I was a new student of the institute,
Okay.
so I was not able to understand and I was not able to speak, and I was the unknown to English language, and I was not able to speak a little bit. But after spending the time, I am able to speak to some extent. I am now able to understand the topics easily, and I am now able to speak.
Okay, that's great. It means that you are able to speak.
Yes.
So that's a great thing. So you tell me one more thing. Who suggested you to join this institution for learning English?
So it was my friend who suggested me to come here.
Who was he?
No, he was also the student of this institute.
What was his name?
His name is Irfan Hussain.
Irfan Hussain. So it means that Irfan Hussain has suggested you to join Oxford.
Yes.
So what would you like to say him right now? If he would be listening to us, what would be your sayings, or I would say thanksgivings to him? What would be that?
So I am the great. So I am the great. So
You are very
he
grateful.
tell you. I am very grateful that he tells me that you should go to Oxford, because that time my English was very poor. So I am. So I thanks him that he tells me that you go to Oxford.
Okay, that's great. So you tell me, who is your teacher right over here?
So my teacher is Ali Mohammad Sir here.
Ali Muhammad sir. Okay, your teacher is Ali Muhammad sir. So how many teachers are here?
There are the two teachers. One is Altaf Sir and another is Ali Mohammad Sir.
Okay, so it means that Ali Muhammad sir takes your classes.
Yes.
So you tell us something about his teachings. How does Ali Muhammad sir teach, and what are the rest of the activities he performs in the class?
So if I just begin talk about Ali Mohammad Sir and his teaching, so Ali Mohammad Sir is a good person, as I know that. And if I begin talk about his teaching, so Ali Mohammad Sir teaches very well, as according to me. So as he makes the get up student in the
Okay.
class or during the class, so it's a basic need for the student. So if a student doesn't get up in the class, so according to me he will not succeed. So a student should get up in the class if you want to succeed.
Okay, that's great. As a classmate was, namely Mujib, he also told that I was afraid of getting up in the class. Then I nowadays he's very much able to get up in the class. I also came to know about this situation when I was made to get up in the class. At that moment, I also was shy and hesitant. And then afterwards, after 5 minutes, I thought that it's the right time to get up, because Sir made the atmosphere very joyful in the class. So that's why after 5 minutes I was ready to get up. So that's great. Okay, you tell me. You come here to learn English language.
Yes.
So would you like to prove its importance? How English language is important?
So if I begin to talk about the importance of English language, so the first thing is that it helps me in the many ways. It helps me in the writing, it helps me in the conversation with others, it helps me in the understanding the topic easily, it helps
Okay.
me in the speaking and all of things.
Okay, that's great. Do you write?
Yes, I write.
What do you write?
As I write the things which I look.
Whatever you
which-
see,
which I
whatever
read.
you notes, you write that down, you pen that
Yes.
down. Okay, that's a great, I would say, formula to have a great command over English language, or you might be tomorrow our writer as well, isn't it? Okay, that's great. Okay, now we have got our other classmate here. What's your name?
Well, myself, Muzammil Hussain.
Okay, your name is Muzammil. What does Muzammil mean?
Okay.
know that?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
There's the rapid one,
One who?
who's rapid.
Okay, that's great. So, as I was asking their journey, so I would ask you the same question first. You just tell us your journey of learning English.
Okay, there is too fascinating. If I begin to talk about my journey, how that was, and today how I am. So I will begin to talk about my past, what I was in past. So when it was my first day in this institution, and firstly I was just forced to get up in the class by Ali Mama sir, and I refused that what I can say opportunity. But he forced me to get up in when I got up in the class, and I made I can say 90%
Did it wrong.
I did, yes, I did that wrong. I was just confused while speaking with him, and I was not able to what I can say get the classes. I was not able to take classes in that very manner that can help me. That could help me at the time. And when I was just speaking with friends, with you also, I was speaking. I was not able to make you understand, and our friends were here. I was not able to converse with them, and that was my first position here. And today, if I begin to talk about today's situation, today how I am, so you all know that how today I am, isn't it that?
Yes, yes, we
So
know.
I'm very well. I'm confident nowadays to speak with the person where I get chance to speak. I speak, and that's my what I can say great opportunity that I got that from Ali Mama sir. He made me understand that how to what I can say learn how to speak and how to write that all. And that was my
Okay, that's great journey. So you touched a point here that touched my heart as well. So it's talking about the first day of this institution.
Yes.
So when it was my first day of making conversation, so I literally was not ready to make conversations because I was very much shy. And it was all of a sudden that I came on Monday, thought that it is a class today, but unfortunately it was conversation. So I was very much afraid that now I have to sit in a group, and there is a group holder, one who holds groups right over here, as you know that
Yes.
we have group holders here. They train us. So I had a group holder at that moment and a trainer at that moment. So I had friends all around me, and he asked a question I still remember to my friend. He asked him that you just tell me something about your vicinity. And my friend, he had spent here, I would say, a week at that moment, so he was quite able to understand and answer at that, and he answered. So now it was my turn to
Yes.
answer, and I just he asked me the same question. He asked me that you just tell me something about your vicinity. I answered by saying that same. I didn't answer. Rather, I said that same. He told me that no, we do not have to say like that. You have to say,
elaborate,
or you have to make your own answers. So I was very much shy at that moment. What to do now? So sometimes if somebody asks me how was your first day of making conversation, so at that moment I feel quite flabbergasted that it was a great piece of conversation, I say like that, but really it was very heart touching, and it was my turning point at that moment. At that moment I thought that now I have to prove myself, so I have to be a great conversationist. So this time I'm speaking by Almighty's grace and then Ali Muhammad sir. So I'm speaking to very large extent. So you touched a good point. So now I'll ask you another thing. So you tell me how important English is for you into your day-to-day life.
Is recently I was just suggested by my friend that it's not important, so you shouldn't go what I can say there to learn English. But that is very important. Is it's crying need of the day, as we all know. It's so how it helps us in today's generation, today's current what I can say. Everything is just like in English. Our books, at least 80% of books are written in English, isn't it that? And I mean to say we know how to create that in today's world. So it's only language that's English. It's spoken in every corner of the world, as we all know. So in order to create that, we must be good at English. We must have good command over English in order to communicate with the people. In order to, still I'm communicating with you. It's just because I'm having such qualities to speak with you. So that's I mean to say it's very important to what I can say to teach in like teaching professions nowadays. We teach students in which way, what are the mediums. The first medium that's preferred one that is English, isn't it that? So I must say that it's very important in today's world.
Okay, that's great. So I'll ask you one more thing. So there are people, I would say, I have came across that they say whatever you speak there, for example, we are on camera right now. So they say that whatever you speak there, it's pre-planned. You always speak it's everything you just first memorize, then afterwards cram, and then it's pre-planned, whatever you would be asked and whatever you have to ask, everything is pre-planned. What do you want to say about that? Is it pre-planned?
No, it isn't pre-planned. Is I was just called before 6 minutes ago. Before I was just called to join this, what I can say, conversation. I was not known about this conversation, what we have to speak and like that. All it is just like fake. This that they tell us that it is pre-planned and scripted. That's not.
That's not. That's really not. Okay. Thank you. So it was a piece of conversation. We know these are my classmates and we are all together always. So we were supposed to talk on this a little piece of conversation. So thank you.